up?
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of those Dynasty Matchups.
What the fuck?
Hope that's nobody's first podcast. Oh boy.
And that's the last time I host a show. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of those Dynasty Podcast. I'm John, that's Jake, and that's Tyler.
What up?
And that's
dude.
Gus, I think, barking.
That's Gus screaming.
He's like,
Guess
I smell
our
like shit.
Gus.
I need to go outside and poo.
Our Gus star.
Oh, what a great guy. We already got a comment. Hey.
Hey, what up, Slim?
Hey.
What's happening? Sorry we
anybody-
kept people waiting.
Do any of you guys know him personally, or is he just?
I do.
fan?
That's my friend
Oh,
Mike at
okay.
work. I didn't know
Oh,
that. I
okay.
didn't know that was him last time, and I was like, "Who is this guy?" And like, he's been here the whole time asking questions. It's Mike.
I like that. That's
Yeah.
cool. I don't tell my people at work about this.
He's a Jets
'Cause I don't
fan.
want that to hear and be cursed.
Yeah,
I'm gonna do horrible things to myself because of my fantasy outlook this week.
I don't
Yeah,
tell
like-
people about like the specific segments and how deep we go into the lore of Brittany
probably
Mahomes, which
good.
we will today. Like,
Yeah.
there's people who know I have a podcast, but they don't.
Yeah.
There's certain people don't know about specific segments. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
strap in, Mike. It's gonna be a rough one.
I don't.
Anyway.
Mike's been here before. He knows the deal. But
He knows the deal.
I tell people, oh yeah, I do a fantasy football podcast, and then it's been great actually because my work league I'm 6-0, and it's good that I'm showing up because you never look fucking stupider than when you're like, hey, I got a fantasy football podcast, and then you just get your ass beat in the work league.
Yeah.
are you trying to reference me because
Uh.
I'm literally last place in my work league?
I wasn't trying to reference anybody. You really
It sounded like you were trying
sensitive.
to like shit on
John,
me. In that
John
moment.
just starts hearing me make a comment about anyone losing in a fantasy league ever, and he's like, "Are you talking about me? You better not be talking about me losing."
You're not talking about me losing. Yeah, I'm in 10th place in my work league, so
So
I'm
you're
in
12,
12.
and that's with your buddies too. That sucks.
yeah,
2-4.
had a bad draft.
Those just
Marvin
aren't. Those,
Harrison, thanks, dude.
at
Look at
least
my
I can
running
escape
backs.
my coworkers.
Trey
Ray
Sermon and
Sermon.
Ty Johnson. I want
Ugh,
to kill myself.
That's
You know what I
pretty
mean?
brutal.
Like,
Dude,
in Minecraft.
yeah, in Minecraft, yeah. I'm gonna jump. I'm gonna
Unreal.
jump off from max height and try to hit a water bucket, and I'm gonna fail.
That's the thing you got to say. Not really.
I'm strapped in. We did bring this up. Yes, we did.
Let's go.
he said he's lasted poorly.
I am. I said I'm last and or 11th. So it's
Yeah,
not
John
looking
has
good.
none of the
Not a good
fantasy
look.
football credentials, but all of the hosting and podcasting credentials. So it's
Hey, man,
okay.
That's it. We
I never
bring
said
the
I was an
crowd.
expert, but yeah, here we are talking about fantasy football. We're just three dudes having a good time.
Yeah,
You know what I
Man.
mean?
chilling.
I
That's what
can't
it's all
wait
about.
to start Brees Hall, Derrick Henry, Jaden Reed, T. Higgins, Malik Neighbors, and Cooper Cup in my work league.
How does it feel basically just beating 12-year-olds that don't know
I
how to
have an-
open
I
sleep
have
on their
an
phone? Because like you shouldn't
embarrassment.
be very proud of yourself in this moment.
I have an embarrassment of riches. I have on my bench Travis Etienne, Tyler Tank Bigsby, Keenan Allen, Christian Kirk, and Mike Pittman.
Yeah.
Lamar
We'll see what-
Jackson
we'll-
is my quarterback.
We'll see what happens, Jakelers. But anyways, welcome back to another episode of the show. You can follow us on TikTok, Instagram at those fantasy dudes. Follow us on X Fantasy Dudes Pod. Tyler was at the game on Sunday, so I don't know if he was active.
I
answering
was.
start
I
sit
did not do
decisions.
start sits. Apologies. But
To
we'll
be honest,
back
I don't know
next
if you're a very good source of information at this point. So
week. To be honest, look it up. Actually, we've done pretty good historically, except for Christian Kirk had a really big goose egg week where I told a bunch of people to start him. But outside of that, we've been doing pretty good.
you know, I always say if we're right 51% of the time, I'll take that as a win.
Not bad.
Because
I think
I'm-
a random
I'm usually not.
guesser would be right more than 50% of the time. Just
Yeah, just don't listen to our advice. Just coin flip it. That's
Yeah.
what we do.
look,
That
we're
might be
here.
better.
I've always said we're entertainment first. It was
Oh,
made
absolutely.
very
That's why we
clear to
talk
me
about
that
Brittany Mahomes and Jackson Mahomes for
very clear that
of
we
the
were
podcast.
never going to be an analytical podcast. As much
And
as
we're
I
still
wanted
not.
to talk about stats, and
Yeah.
I got an opportunity when we hosted. I got to talk a little bit about who got target shares and shit like that, but I don't think anybody cares.
Yeah, see, that's when the show, like, it for people who aren't like deep into fantasy football, that's when they tune out. At least from what I've heard, it's like they're there for Brittany Mahomes,
Right.
and then once it gets into the analytical bullshit, they're like, "All right, see you guys." So,
Like, all right, we're done hearing about a guy who's going to kill a woman.
oh, you're talking about me? Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
for
Okay,
sure.
Don't act like you don't know. Come on.
Yeah, Jake.
Oh, little old me who's talking about their kids super weird.
Dude, Jake had his boots on the ground in this upcoming segment. So, we'll get to that in a minute. But anyways, if you watch our podcast on YouTube, if you're not watching, or if you are watching right now and you're not subscribed, I very highly recommend that you do so. Hit that notification bell. That way you never miss an episode. We're live on Tuesdays or Wednesdays, and the episode should be up Wednesdays as well to watch later on. If you are watching but you prefer to listen in the car safely, you can do so on the following podcast platforms: Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Amazon Music, TuneIn, iHeartRadio, Stitcher, Aspects, Reason, Radio Public, Breaker, Pocket Cast, Bullhorn, Castro, Podchaser, Podcast Addict, Podkeep, Podbean, Podcast Guru, Podcast Republic, and Podverse. Jesus, that was really bad. That was really bad. A lot of pressure.
Podbean. That'll get you every time, dude. Podbean.
Again,
that?
nobody's using any of these podcasts. Oh my god, I almost deleted the Brittany Mahomes update script by accident. I my heart just sank into the floor. Oh, thank God.
This man has never heard of Control Undo.
Sometimes
no, I used it. I didn't think it would work on this web-based version of Excel. I was freaking out.
It's 2024. Yes, Control Z will work in the web-based Excel.
You saw Molly? Can you see her in the window?
I think it might have been Chili. It might have been Chili.
It might have been Chili. Chili's the black
slinking in the background.
Molly deserves the inside space.
I agree, but Chili would just be annoying and
Does
loud.
Molly get your bedroom?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I feel a little better about that.
Me and Molly share a bed together.
Yeah,
so
Chili does
more
not.
Personal. Chili and I have never shared a night together.
I hope Chili. Yeah. Anyway, we can move on.
Thank you, Mike. Anyways, should we get into the most requested segment of the show?
What the fuck is your name, J Money?
Brittany Mahomes update. Brittany Mahomes update.
Yeah.
He's so
Jake,
good
you
at
ready?
that. He's
You ready
so
for
good at
another
it.
week?
I'm really good at it.
He's really good at hiding his excitement because he's excited and he knows that he's about to have a great time, but he has to play it off like he's not, and that's really upsetting.
Do you want me to do this full segment straight?
Straight, stand up,
just
fix your posture straight, or what do you
Whole
mean?
No,
thing.
just like zero emotion, very upset.
No, I want you to be you because I like you for who you are.
Damn. John's a
Yeah.
good friend.
That was really nice of you.
I try to be. Yeah,
That was
don't
kind.
change. Are you comfortable?
I
Take
do
your jacket off.
genuinely-
Take
I
your
do
jacket off.
genuinely-
I want you to stay a while.
It's not a jacket, it's a shirt, it's a Carhartt.
Okay, I just don't want
Nice
you to
shirt.
overheat.
I got these.
Anyways.
On a good deal.
Week 6 in the books, and sadly the Chiefs were on bye. But that doesn't mean we have to take a week off from discussing Brittany Mahomes. As long as I'm host of this podcast, we'll keep the Brittany conversation alive.
There's no Brittany
Chiefs-
bye week. None.
Yeah, there's
Not in
no
our
Brittany's
future.
never on bye week. I'll tell you
Please.
that.
Can I negotiate that in for next year? A Brittany bye week, 1 week where we don't get.
No.
Actually, we already had it.
You
We
have
had the
to
Pat
cover
Mahomes
something
segment.
else as a result, Jake.
Yeah,
You have to
we
wait.
did.
No.
The Pat Mahomes senior update.
Yeah, that was our bye
I'm-
week.
I'm okay with that. But again,
Can we do
Brittany's
that
never
every
on
week?
bye, so
I think I'll start cobbling together enough news. Talk about his time with the Yokohama Bay Stars.
again, but don't you want to get us customize Brittany or what's his
I
name?
do kind of want to get a
Patrick
Pat
Mahomes Senior
Mahomes
jerseys?
senior Yokohama Bay Stars. Dude, that's such a wild deep cut. I wish it was Lamar's dad, because that I'd get.
Yeah, but this is
Yeah.
way cooler. So we should
I'm
get
gonna
this.
get a Lamar Louisville jersey.
Do it. Go ahead. I don't care.
It's hot, right?
Yeah.
Thanks.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
that's a good one.
But what's hotter is the Chiefs are 5-0, and much of that success is thanks to the support of the powerhouse NFL wife we know and love, Brittany Mahomes. While she didn't grace our TV screens this week, we can turn to Instagram for the essential motherly inspiration that only a true icon like Brittany can provide. Shortly after last week's episode, where we discussed the less than stellar outfit choices from Brittany and her bestie Taylor Swift, Brittany posted a rare photo on her Instagram featuring none other than Tay-Tay herself. What was the subject of this photo, you might ask? Well, for you audio listeners, it continues what seems like a pregnancy cult involving Brittany, her lesser-known friend Lindsay Bell, wife of former Chiefs tight end Blake Bell, currently a free agent, and the ever-important Taylor Swift, who was holding a bedazzled cup featuring the number 87. In the photo, the three women can be seen placing their hands over what appears to be a future NFL or Kansas City current athletic prodigy currently incubating inside.
Oh,
Good
hated
Lord.
that. Good
What?
Lord. Keep it rolling. Let's get
If
through
you
this.
scroll through the photos, you'll notice that this trend carried on throughout last season with Lindsay appearing in 2 photos. That's weird. 2 photos. This would imply she managed to give birth twice during the length of an NFL season. Brittany and Taylor didn't start hanging out publicly until week 5 of 2023 against the Chicago Bears, and both photos of them palming Lindsay's baby bump were taken between October 2023 and January 2024.
Was it the same baby? It couldn't have been.
This leads us to wonder if Brittany possesses some sort of evil magical powers when it comes to pregnancy. When our field reporter Jake reached out to Lindsay for clarification on this matter, she
I did not.
declined
I want to play the
comment-
drop. Please play the drop.
declined to comment on the
Please,
claim
man.
that she had 2 different pregnancies in less than 9 months.
I promise you I didn't do this.
Jake also had no luck reaching out to the publicists of Brittany or Taylor, but don't worry, Jake, he's determined to get to the bottom of this, no matter what it takes.
This feels like slander. I feel like I could take you to court for this.
Jake, you did that. You that's why it's in the story.
was all
I didn't-
you.
I didn't
didn't
write
do
this. This is our
this.
script writers. I don't know what you're talking about.
You write the scripts.
Who? Not me. Anyways,
been
Jake,
very
make sure you
clear
get to the
about
bottom
this.
of that situation. It is like you could make the argument that it's the same. We're not there yet. It's the same kid.
Christ.
Because like, is she bigger here? I think she's bigger there because they're champions in this photo,
I
as
don't even know
opposed
who
to
that
not.
is.
Yeah,
Who
that'd
is
be in
champions.
February.
Who's the same
So
girl? Who's the middle girl?
It's her friend
We've been
Lindsay
talking about her
Bell.
the whole
We
time. It's
yeah,
Lindsay
Lindsay
Bell.
Bell.
don't know who the fuck
She's
that
been in
is.
a lot of Brittany Mahomes stuff.
she's
Okay.
she's wife of former tight end Blake Bell, who's now a free agent. Where have you been? Come on,
Yeah, what the fuck?
get
Pay
with the
attention.
program.
What's wrong with you?
I don't even know who Blake Bell is.
That's your real living room. You don't have a piano.
I do actually own a. No, I gave it away.
I bet it was a keyboard. I bet it was an electronic keyboard.
You know for a fact it was. You've seen it.
Okay, well, that's not a piano.
It's a
Of Brittany
piano.
Mahomes update fame when he played the live intro to Brittany Mahomes update.
Yeah.
on
Oh
the
my
piano.
god, you gave that away. Why?
That one wasn't mine. I
That one's gonna
gonna
go in the podcasting Hall of Fame someday.
I gave
Somebody's gonna
away.
have to donate
I gave up music.
it. Keep up music.
You gave up music.
I did.
You should bring it back, Jake. I think you could be a really talented musician.
I just don't have the heart anymore. You know,
Yeah.
my heart's not in it.
Too busy being a field reporter for the Brittany Mahomes update.
No, my heart
Am I
isn't
right?
being a fucking Brittany Mahomes hater.
Anyways, on a less thrilling, still noteworthy note, Brittany made a promotional post featuring a collaboration with an unexpectedly affordable clothing brand. Instead of typical athleisure brands that usually sell t-shirts starting at $80, Brittany shared a curated collection of items she handpicked in collaboration with Abercrombie. She included a
Oh.
non-clickable link in her Instagram post, but if you
Nice.
take the time to copy and paste it, you'll discover an adorable collection procured by Brittany Mahomes. Aw.
Please do not disturb.
Let's click it. The
Ugh.
collection is perfectly on brand with the current trends of 2024, featuring retro Super Bowl IV oversized sweatshirts and a quirky sweater with the words, "Please do not disturb."
What? Is it like having a sign up at the zoo in front of
Please
the
do not
monkeys? It's
disturb.
like, please do not tap on the glass. It's just like, please do not disturb.
Something like that.
Fuck?
But I mean, Brittany, you don't have to tell us twice. We'll gladly leave you alone and revisit your one-of-a-kind inspirational life next week. With this Abercrombie partnership, Brittany can add another accomplishment to her long resume of self-made successes, which she would have undoubtedly achieved even if she had never crossed paths with Patrick Mahomes.
You know it. She's
Segment is purely
talented.
for comedic purposes, and I do not stand by any of the claims I have just made. We hope to see you back every week for updates on Brittany Mahomes and possibly some fantasy football insights along the way. Thank you for your time.
Sometimes I'll check out during that segment and like shop for a jersey or something.
Did you find anything?
I set my Facebook location of Louisville to try to find a Lamar Jackson Louisville jersey. So I can-
Who's that girl? Who
They
is
probably
that?
exist outside of Louisville.
Makes no
Um,
effort to mention. Who's that?
Look, I've been very clear about my interest in this segment. No,
the link to the Do Not Disturb sweatshirt doesn't even go to the right sweatshirt. Like,
who
what the
gives a fuck?
I'm just saying it doesn't. It goes to a fucking completely different sweatshirt that has like
Non-clickable link.
leopard print on it.
Yeah,
Whatever,
you're right.
man.
I saw it.
It's still
Non-clickable link
$70. It's not
garbage.
even a fucking deal. You can get 4 interest free payments with Klarna though.
That's what I need to do is finance a sweater from Abercrombie. I'm doing it all
pay
wrong.
off over a couple months. For
I
your
would look
$70.
so cool. I could
The
afford
future's
that.
So cool. First, I'm gonna finance a sweater from the Brittany Mahomes Abercrombie Fitch collection, and then I'm gonna get a financed pizza from Domino's.
Dude, you can get anything
so
financed
bad.
now. You could get like a
So
$4 used Pokemon card on Macari and finance it if you want to.
Dude, if you're financing, look, a physical item, whatever. None of it's good, but financing food,
You can't
shit's
do
not
that.
good.
You
Yes,
can't
I
finance
can.
Things are
groceries.
bad.
Can you?
You can finance Domino's.
What?
You can do 4
Yeah.
interest-free payments for Domino's.
It's not good.
Can you send me that later? Because I might be doing that for dinner tonight.
No, I watched you eat a sandwich.
I'm still hungry.
You
I'm
need to
I'm a
stop.
growing boy. I'm 29.
I need to see your DoorDash purchase history.
It's bad, Jake. I don't
really
use
bad.
DoorDash. I'll send you my Uber Eats history, but
I bet it's
Some of my
criminal. I bet-
coworkers get DoorDash every day. Almost
you know about the
every
night
day.
that I spent like
Crazy.
$17 on a
Pints of Ben and
McFlurry
Jerry's.
from Dairy Queen
Oh,
or whatever
wow,
they
that's
call it.
worse.
That's awful.
Blizzard.
Why would
Dairy
you
Queen.
DoorDash ice cream?
Why would you
That's a
DoorDash
lose-lose.
fucking Blizzard? Drive to the store, get a fucking gallon of ice cream for $4.
And I did after we talked because I messaged you guys about it and I was like, hey, I don't feel good about this, but I really wanted ice cream. And since then I have gone out and gotten, a gallon and I've, taken from that out of the freezer.
You know that shit showed up like thawed, like melted too, like mostly.
Oh no,
melted
it was
Blizzard.
half gone. It was half gone when it got here.
It's
You
can't.
like you know how Dairy Queen, like when they make it, they flip it upside down, like that's their whole thing. If it falls out, you get it free or whatever.
Sure.
It fell out. It fell out.
Yeah.
Anyways, 17 minutes in, should we get into the NFL news and injury updates?
Please.
Kind of, yeah, love that.
NFL news and injury updates.
Please hold. Please.
Tyler doesn't have the notes ready, of course.
I forgot. I swear, because it's like I have to 2-factor in. Hold on, and it
It's
just
a whole
asked me.
thing.
It just prompted
My
me for
freak-
the sign in.
I don't have access to Excel outside of all my work.
What size is 56
document.
in jerseys?
That's a
Child's
good question
extra
for
large.
Google.
You
I
get
have
that.
no
You get
idea.
It would fit.
It's a large.
Oh boy.
Guess what arrived today for what I'm doing on Friday night?
What?
My Taylor Swift outfit.
You're going to see Taylor Swift Friday night?
Yeah.
Oh, let's go,
Okay.
dude.
My tickets are currently reselling for $4,000 a piece.
No, they're not.
John, there's not a band in the world I love enough to not
Oh
give
my-
$4,000.
Yeah, but the experience.
You've already been. John, I swear to
No,
God,
no.
they
no.
could roll Jerry Garcia's corpse out onto the fucking stage, and I would still sell my tickets for $4,000.
Is that Grateful Dead?
Yes.
Mm.
That was good. I'm really shocked you got. I thought Tyler might clue in on that.
I'm
one,
your
but
best man. I know what you like.
This is
I'm
true.
just floundering,
Yeah.
trying to get the notes open. I'm
Yeah.
not paying attention.
It's okay. We're having very important dialogue.
Grateful
This
Dead.
guy
Yeah, that's-
Don has crazy only child vibes. I don't know what you're talking about, Mac.
No, Mac's right.
That's
So
a crazy.
No
right.
that's a
idea.
crazy claim to make. You're insane.
John
You
is
should
the most
question
only child.
Your thoughts.
I feel like only childs use Uber Eats more because they're used to getting exactly what they want when they want it.
Fair.
I'll usually pay like the extra $3 to rush ship it.
I want to.
And it
On that
still
note-
arrives, like, at the same time.
On that
John-
note, huge news. Here we go. The Raiders have traded Davante Adams to the Jets for a conditional
That's
4th-round
crazy.
pick. That
What am I
can
supposed to do with
become
this
a
Funko
second-round
Pop?
pick.
What the fuck am I supposed to do with this Funko Pop? I spent
Oh,
$11
nobody-
on this.
Nobody wanted that.
Not the value of your Funko Pops that will surely to increase.
Not the value.
Do you think he'll be worth more now that he's on a different team?
Sure.
Like maybe like $13.
I don't know if I'd rather you spend money on Funko Pops or Uber Eats. I think it's Uber Eats, legitimately.
Oh,
I
it's
need
Funko
sustenance
Pops.
to live.
It's
Like,
always
I don't
Funko
need Funko
Pops.
to live. Like that's the other thing, you know.
You could eat a Funko Pop.
Maybe that
So
should
the
be the
conditional
other
4th-round pick can become a second-round pick. And as a result of this addition, the Jets plan to make notoriously injured veteran wide receiver Mike Williams available for trade.
Ooh,
Mike Williams to the
what an
Chargers.
enticing
Wouldn't that be
offer.
interesting?
Could you imagine? They need him.
Yeah, they absolutely need him right now. Steelers head coach Mike Tomlin said, quote, "I was getting ready for Davante Adams last week. I'm now getting ready for Davante Adams this week because the Steelers just played the Raiders and now face the Jets in week 7.
That was a fun
How's he going to
matchup.
play, though, with that hamstring injury? I don't know if he's fully healthy.
Well, if you scroll all the way down, it says Davante Adams plans to make his Jets debut against the Steelers. Adam Schefter reports. So
Yeah.
he does plan to play, but I mean, he's
Yeah,
also
I
not a
was more
doctor.
so just doing a joke because the last 2 weeks, I'm like, oh, yeah, by the way, my hamstring hurts. I'm not playing.
Dude, this is kind of well, yeah, that's also true, but isn't it kind of a bummer that like he's gonna have to move to New York? He has a Taco Bell in his house in Las Vegas.
I know. Like, how are
Like-
is he going to, like, get the Taco Bell moved to his house in New York? There's not going to be enough
Like,
real
what-
estate in New York to fit a Taco Bell in his house.
That's what I'm saying. Like, do the employees lose their jobs? Does he buy like an upstairs apartment above a Taco Bell in the city? Like, how does that
All
work
those
out?
employees are going to have to get relocated to New York too, and the living expenses are way higher, man. They need to get a raise.
What kind of
The,
society do
the,
we live
the
in?
logistics are just obscene.
Just a nightmare.
Unbelievable.
The Browns have traded wide receiver Amari Cooper to the Bills. Buffalo's released MVS Marquez Valdez-Scantling to create space on the roster for him. 2 huge wide receiver trades back to back here, same day.
Who's the next future Hall of Fame quarterback that Marquez Valdez-Scantling will play for? Because he's played for Aaron Rodgers, Patrick Mahomes, and Josh Allen.
Yeah.
Who's next?
Hopefully not Lamar Jackson. Things are not going well if it's Lamar Jackson.
It could be. I'm trying to Baker Mayfield.
No.
At this rate, maybe.
I was gonna say
Baker
Baker
Mayfield
maybe.
is not a homer. Home.
Hey
Hall of
man,
Famer, dude.
you never know.
No, I
Could
promise
be.
you, Baker Mayfield is not. At least not a first ballot. That's for damn sure.
At this moment, he's definitely not. I agree with you.
No,
But
but if he wins
still a
2
great
Super
player.
Bowls, then he's has good an argument as Eli Manning
if
does.
he wins 2 Super Bowls,
That's all I'm
let's get
saying.
1 Super Bowl first.
Okay, Bucks look pretty good. They put up
Maybe a
51 points.
championship game appearance, something.
Yeah.
Okay, it's got no credentials yet. But
Well,
no,
listen to
these
those
are
commercials.
these are heavy hitters, man. How do you feel about Garrett Wilson, John?
Not great because he was the most targeted receiver in the NFL as of last week. He had 24 targets in week 5. And
crazy.
he probably, I think he had his best fantasy game ever last night. He put up 25, which that's really good. He's never had like a huge nuclear game, but I think he had the potential of doing that with the pace he was going. I don't know if that's the case with, the history of Davante Adams that Aaron Rodgers has. I mean, it could be a really, really murky waters here in terms of because I don't know if the Jets are capable of putting up 40 points a week. I don't think so.
I think that the writing is on the wall and that Aaron Rodgers' time is limited and he doesn't have the juice anymore. And by extension, Davante Adams' time is limited.
Then why would they make that deal? I mean, they must it can't just be Aaron Rodgers' decision.
No, I don't
it has
think
to
it's
be well-seasoned general managers and scouts that believe that he can do it.
Sure, but those people have been wrong so many times. And I don't think that's Aaron Rodgers hasn't looked good. It's not like Aaron Rodgers has looked good and now they're adding a guy. He's looked like shit, and Garrett Wilson is good.
I don't know, dude. Did you see some of the passes he made last night? He has
I also saw him
laser
throw a
accuracy.
game-losing interception.
Okay, I mean, yes, he's also on the Jets. So is that the Jets curse? Because he does have he's still very
That's
good
just
at
superstition.
football.
We're talking about real things. It's not the Jets curse.
That's a real thing.
To be fair, I would give more credit on that interception to the Bills player who intercepted it rather than Aaron Rodgers being bad. That is the way I see it a little
They
bit
need to
too.
get him on
but
Percocet again.
I don't
Spain
think
is
Aaron
playing
Rodgers
on heavy
looks as
drugs.
bad as you guys are saying. I mean, or at least as Jake is saying.
Yeah, I
some of
wouldn't
those
necessarily
balls
say he's been
unbelievable.
that bad. He certainly has not been Aaron Rodgers of days past, though. But
Yeah.
still, his awareness and game sense, you can't teach that at a certain point. Being
I
that
agree with you.
experienced at reading defenses, so that's got to be worth something, even if you're not a top tier level athlete per se.
I just need that
being
team to
so
be
old.
converting third downs and keeping drives going, because that's my main concern with teams that are only putting up 20 points a week on offense, that means that their drives are coming to a stalemate and they're not able to score, or they're not able to keep a drive going, meaning they're not getting enough targets to their wide receivers. Like it comes to third down, throw, doesn't catch it, punt. I mean, that's the worst thing for fantasy.
Yeah.
So I need that to happen less frequently for Davante Adams and Garrett Wilson to both have production that's worth like startable production.
And I think it will. I think it will happen less. I think Davante Adams is a safer third down target. I think he's kind of a safety blanket. I think it's going to be interesting though, because Davante Adams in the past his game is field stretching and speed and like big play ability. That's kind of what we've seen from Garrett Wilson so far too. So I don't know if they're going to shift one way or another. I could see Davante Adams kind of not being so much a field stretcher, letting Garrett Wilson like just ruin himself running like go routes for the entire game, and then having Davante Adams, underneath. I don't know, but that's going to be interesting to see those guys play on the same team.
I'm just excited to watch it happen because I think they could be good, but I also think there's going to be games where Garrett Wilson could get like 5 points or vice versa. I don't know. I think Alan Lazard's fantasy value is not looking great at the moment, though.
Not looking great. He's still a red zone threat at least, but yeah, he's on his way down for sure. Adding any other target to that offense is not good for him.
Especially Davante Adams.
Especially a good one. Yeah.
I don't want the wide receiver 3 on the Jets. I'll say that.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yes.
Another pretty sizable trade here. The Texans are trading Cam Akers to the Vikings, which Aaron Jones has been hurt and I think continues to be hurt. Their running back room is not very deep. They have Ty Chandler, I think, right now.
The Vikings have such a hard time trusting their running back too. Like with Madison for the 3 or 4 years that he was backing up Dalvin Cook. Like, I mean, granted, whenever he did get the opportunity, he wasn't good. But they're all about just bringing in the next guy, which is fine.
You want more quality depth, and I'm sure I didn't see what the deal was, the trade itself, but Cam Akers was an insane prospect. Has still continued to look pretty good after his when he tears Achilles his rookie year, the year after, twice. Yeah. And the Texans don't really need 4 running backs on their roster anymore with Joe Mixon and my brain is saying DeAndre Swift. Dameon Pierce. Thank you.
Yeah.
So
I got you.
Moving forward here with some injuries. So this Dr. Logan chimes in. Do we have any Dr. Logan clips this week?
Did he ever text me, dude? No, he didn't. What the fuck, man?
That's
Because I said, "Hey, bro, got any vids?" He said, "Yeah." What player? And then I told him, and then he never responded.
Oops.
Thanks, Logan. Really appreciate your time.
That's all right. We'll take Logan at any point. It doesn't have to be every week.
Guys, we gotta stop paying him.
I know we're hemorrhaging money on paying Logan for no videos.
He's on direct deposit. Like every dollar we get goes to Dr. Logan. So yeah, not looking good.
He's making 6 figures.
We might have to take away his unlimited PTO.
Yeah, this guy. But moving into injuries anyway, this one hurts a lot for me because I started this guy this week. Dallas Goedert with a hamstring exited the game early without a reception in week 6. He is worth monitoring going forward into week 7 with what can be a pretty tricky injury and get re-aggravated. Hamstrings are no good, no bueno. That can kind of follow a player for the whole season in some cases. So something to keep an eye on. New players in concussion protocol include Marvin Harrison Jr. and Chris Olave. No update on Malik Neighbors' availability in week 7, but he's missed 2 straight weeks so far. So he is quite concussed, I will say. But Marvin Harrison Jr. and Chris Olave both exiting with big old goose eggs. I think Olave might have had a minus 0.1. Both brutal starts along with Dallas Goedert this week. I mean, it's injuries, right? Stuff can happen, but those are 2, pretty top flight wide receiver options for a lot of people that did a whole lot of nothing this week because of it.
These are wide receiver 1s for some people. So, I mean, if you
100%.
still won while starting Chris Olave, Marvin Harrison, Dallas Goedert as your tight end after, he was doing pretty darn well throughout the season. So, and you still won. That's impressive because I ended up losing by 2 with Marvin Harrison getting 0.
Yeah.
With a pretty solid week from the rest of my team. So I hope he comes back because he's been pretty darn good. Week 5,
Marvin
not
Harrison's
great
look
against
great, man.
Francisco, but
Yeah.
Big fan of Marvin Harrison.
Yeah, he's looking
Need him to
really
come
good.
back.
Absolutely. Another player here, he's cleared concussion protocol, is Mike Williams. He had a hard hit to the head on Monday night, but like we're saying, he could probably just get traded anyway.
Probably
It doesn't
will.
matter. Yeah. He
He's
just
gonna
happened to
go
be another guy
somewhere
with a
else.
concussion. So
And he's going to have
Yeah.
one game of like 35 points and then disappear.
Yeah, it's gonna be like unbelievable.
into a hospital bed.
I could see him going to like maybe the Broncos, maybe even the Vikings.
Ugh, gross. I don't
Be
know.
kind of
Yes.
interesting.
I don't think Vikings. They've got a couple of good young guys. They've got between Addison and Jefferson.
Yeah, but
Why
I
not
mean, if
just
you could
send
get
him,
Mike Williams on the cheap, dude, why not roll that out?
That's
Kind
fair.
of treat him like
Yeah.
a tight end, you know?
Yeah, it doesn't hurt. Yeah, I mean,
That
third
team's
down
5-0,
blocking.
man. Like, or 6-0 now? They're still undefeated? Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
So
It's Vikings and Chiefs are the only undefeated teams. They're both 5-0, and they both were on bye.
Dude, how
so.
cool would it
Yeah.
be if the Vikings won and the Chiefs lost?
that would
Oh,
be
I mean,
crazy.
that would be cool for 1 week until the Chiefs inevitably
No, I mean like the
you
Super
know,
Bowl.
win most games anyway. Oh, I don't think that's gonna happen, but
That'd be cool. I'd like
Yeah.
to see Justin Jefferson holding up the trophy. Sam Darnold.
I'd like to
more
see
than
Sam
Lamar
Darnold
Jackson?
way more than Justin
No,
Jefferson.
Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson, baby. That's who deserves it. Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
Fucking.
The way he's been
Dude,
playing,
the,
dude, yeah.
the only time you're gonna see Lamar Jackson hold Lombardi is in like a simulated Madden game.
I'm gonna get a VR headset just so I can see it. Be like, you got it. You finally got it.
There he
That's
is. He did it.
And then Derrick Henry's gonna pick him up, and they're gonna be like, and the greatest rush for 4,000 yards combined this season.
Oh,
Yeah, that'd be cool. I would love for Derrick Henry to get one because those running backs that get paid like the best of the best running backs. If you look at the history of like the last 10 years, there's no big name running backs that won a ring. I mean, Pacheco,
Yeah.
LeGarrette Blount, James White, Sony Michel. It's like what?
Those are three
It's
Patriots
those
back.
type of guys. Well, the Patriots won a lot of games.
Fucking
This is
what's his
true.
name? Beast Mode won a ring.
Okay,
Marshawn Lynch.
that was like
Yeah.
13 years ago. Yeah,
Who
I
won?
agree.
Who won when the? No.
The
Who on
Broncos was like
Bucs?
no
Leonard
Sean
Fournette.
Moreno.
Leonard
Leonard
Fournette
Fournette.
at one time was a big name.
yeah,
Yeah,
he was.
playoff Lenny. Yeah. That's
Uh,
might be the biggest name. That might be the biggest name. But
I
it's
think
like,
the biggest name is
One
Beast
time a big
Mode.
name? Beast Mode for
Marshawn
sure.
Lynch.
but you're
Speaking
not
of
seeing like
big
Christian
names-
McCaffrey, Saquon Barkley. You're not seeing those guys.
I'm trying to
Big
riff.
name.
I'm trying to segue. Speaking
All right,
of
what are
big
big
names, Cooper
We
Kupp.
can sit around and name names. Yeah, baby.
Cooper Kupp had a positive
right.
workout on Monday, and his return this week is, quote, at least possible. I'm not sure who that quote is
Okay.
from, but yeah, it's at least possible. That would be pretty surprising. I think if he was back this week, I think they should maybe be careful with him and kind of ease him back in. But we will see.
Yeah.
Having Cooper Kupp back would be big for a lot of people. So, James Cook, Bills head coach Sean McDermott said Thursday that he's optimistic that James Cook, with his toe injury, will be available to play Sunday against the Titans. He missed Monday Night Football this week, being ruled out right before the game. So that was pretty tough for a lot of managers. That's why you got to have a backup option if you got somebody questionable going into Monday night, because that is a bad feeling. Rashid Shaheed missed practice on Tuesday with a knee injury. This is something to monitor going into week 7. Are you trusting Saints receivers with Spencer Rattler at the helm, though? Shaheed was 1 for 7
Jake
on
probably
Sunday.
is. Jake's probably trusting him because he's a big Spencer Rattler guy.
I'm
He
not a
calls
big
him the
Spencer Rattler guy.
rattlesnake.
He is the
actually.
rattlesnake.
The rattlesnake.
I'm not a big,
I love that.
I'm not a big Spencer Rattler guy. He was just on waivers, and I had Carr.
How did he do, Spencer? Not like
Not bad. I mean, for
Okay.
a rookie start, after not knowing he's going to start the week before, that's pretty
Spot
good.
start.
Yeah,
He had 40 attempts. They let this man
Good
throw the
Lord.
ball. I mean,
They let him
he
cook.
was 22 for 40, 243 yards, a touchdown, and 2 picks, and 27 yards on the ground. Sacked
not-
5 times.
It's not great. I mean, Tampa
Okay,
Bay
I mean,
put up
cut him a-
stupid points on him, but
I was going to say cut him a break because he did get sacked 5 times. So Clearly, he was not
that
getting
is a
any.
lot.
That's
Yeah.
pretty tough on a rookie. I mean, I'm sure he could have let go of it a couple times and not gotten sacked, but
Yeah, well, I don't know. I don't know. He completed 22 balls.
I'm not
like,
trusting him for what it's worth. I'm not. I'm not starting Rashid Shaheed.
I mean, Rashid Shaheed is hurt. Chris Olave has a concussion. So
Would
who are
you
you looking at
start-
here? Foster Morrow?
I'll give you guys an actual dilemma that I would have going into next week. In one of my leagues, not any that we're in together, but Rashid Shaheed with Spencer Radler or Tyreek Hill with Tyler Huntley.
Oof. I
How
feel
about
like
no one.
I feel like
Right? That's
Tyler
what I'm
Huntley.
saying.
Tyler Huntley,
Yeah.
Tyreek Hill.
Got to be Tyler
Tyreek Hill
Huntley,
has
right?
averaged like 9 points since week 1.
That's
week.
more than the 0 points that Rashid Shaheed might have.
That's a fair
Yeah.
point. Yeah.
So I think Tyreek Hill's floor is certainly a lot higher. That's the only thing I would go off there.
I'd like to think so.
That's brutal.
Yeah.
It's not a good one.
No good options there.
No.
Speaking of no good options, how about the 49ers running back room? Jordan Mason was considered day-to-day after leaving the 49ers game early last Thursday against the Seahawks. His status will be worth monitoring throughout the week. He was seen at practice on Monday, so that's a good sign. But Christian McCaffrey is definitely a few weeks out still. So if Jordan Mason sits against Kansas City, it would be a mix of fourth-round pick Isaac Garendo and Patrick Taylor, with possibly a splash of the juice himself, Kyle Juszczyk.
Yeah, he was having a great time on Thursday, hopping up in the stands with Kristen and Claire Kittle, right, Jake? You love that.
And John was texting us all
that's
about it
fun.
the whole time. Yes.
That was really fun, right, Jake?
Yeah, I'm happy for them. I don't know.
Yeah, man, I'm really happy for that.
Yeah, it's cool, man.
Because he was like, "This is so dumb, John. Stop it. You're being really annoying." And I was like, "If that was you and Allie, I'd be really happy for you, and it wouldn't be cringe."
You're cringe.
Are you really good friends with Kyle Juszczyk and his wife, John?
Yeah.
Sometimes it feels like
Just be
it.
happy for my buddy.
We talk about them enough where I kind of am. We're kind of all friends.
Yeah, sometimes it does feel like it. What else we got? Wrap this up.
Jerome
We got one
Ford.
more bigger here.
Oh, Jesus, man. I'm getting through it, but you guys are riffing on me too hard. Jerome Ford left Sunday's game early and did not return. Nick Chubb is expected to return next week, so it is possible that Jerome Ford's role as the lead back has finally come to an end. Sorry, Jake.
Hey,
Jake,
you know what?
What are you going to do?
He's helped me out enough, and if I got to drop him, I'm going to drop him.
Oh, he got you to 2-4. That's great.
That's
I'm
pretty
3-3 in
good.
league
That really
record.
worked out well for you, didn't it?
I'm 3-3 in league record.
You're the same record as me in the Dynasty League. That was really well worth it.
I didn't even give
And also
that much
not
away.
listed on here, but Travis Etienne has been hurt on and off. Leaving the game this week because of a hamstring, I believe. The week before was a shoulder. Doug Peterson said in a Monday news conference that Etienne was, quote, week to week because of his hamstring injury. That's no good. That is no good at all. He should probably be viewed as doubtful for this week against the Patriots in London. Tank Bigsby City, I guess. I want to say that he had some struggles as well, though.
He played like
staying
shit
healthy.
this past week, man. I don't know if it's like a sure thing, but that might have just been because the Bears have a pretty solid defense.
I just want to circle back to the Jerome Ford news where John was saying, "Oh, was it worth it?" So trade away Calvin Ridley, who I don't know if you guys saw this, got 8 targets last week for 0 receptions. He scored 0.9 because he rushed for 9 yards.
Did you see some of the targets, though? "Quote unquote" targets.
Yeah, no,
because
it's
they were
I get
god awful.
I get
They were
Also,
targets on paper.
That's a hilarious stat line. 8
But
targets
also
for
that was not a
receptions.
1-for-1 trade, so don't make yourself seem like a fucking messiah or something. Because
I'm not making myself. It's still a good trade. I traded away.
Yeah, we got to get to
Calvin
this trade
Ridley.
because I don't know it
I
yet.
don't know if this
Wide
was a good
rece-
trade.
Calvin Ridley for wide receiver 70. Tyler Conklin, irrelevant, and a 2027 third for Elliott Ford and a 2027 first that I just put into the trade I did today. So you go suck
And
your own
we'll-
farts, John.
We might as well talk about the trade right now. So
Yeah, let's get into it here.
Tyler, live reaction. Let's get into it.
Dynasty Download.
So
Who did this? Who do I have to blame? Who did you trade with?
Ben.
Ben, you've learned nothing, my friend. You've learned nothing.
And
I haven't
it's
even
funny
heard the
because
trade yet.
so do you want Jake? I mean, you might as well do it because you're
Just rip it.
and I'm
What's the
talking.
dynasty
All
trade?
right.
Let's hear it.
Okay, so I traded away a 2027 first from Dane and Ben's 2026 first and Dane's 2027 first. And in return, I received Tyrone Tracy and Jordan Love.
Aw.
Huh.
So
I mean, like, this isn't really as bad as I thought it was going to be, to be honest with you.
We did hype it up a little bit, but it helps my team a lot. I didn't want to give Ben firsts, but now I have a very consistent quarterback to start who has been really good. Missed 2 games and he's still QB 16. So feel really good about it.
the player that I was excited about, and one that I did send offers to Ben for, and we were talking back and forth about actually potentially doing a deal here for Tyrone Tracy, and I was going after Bucky Irving as well. But I was like, it's just so hard to tell because with our Dynasty League, it's like, I don't know. We have no idea what's going to happen. There's not 4 juggernaut teams and then like another 8 teams that are tanking this year, like there has been the previous 2 years. So it's like, I don't know what moves to make. Like if I'm going to trade for young running backs, I don't know if I want to trade for 2 guys that could be irrelevant when Rashad White and Devin Singletary come back. I don't know. That might not happen, but it might happen.
Yeah,
So,
I got to be honest with
you
you.
know,
great.
Go ahead.
there is a little bit more top heavy than we make it out to be. There's been a lot of luck this year. Like the points against, I have the highest points against, and John, who has the same record as me, has almost 100 less points against. And when
That's
you look
not
at
true.
points,
It's a difference of. Oh wait, no.
yeah, it's 80.
No, you're right. My bad. Yeah.
So, but then you look at points for, and you've got a couple guys like Connor is 4-2 and has the second least points for.
I've scored 40 more points than Connor, and I'm in last place, and he's in.
Yeah.
Third.
So it's, and then Frank, who is also still, was doing well. He was a little bit higher last week. He has the least points for. There's been a couple spots where like teams that are a little bit more fraudulent are not showing up. But then there's other underdogs. Like I did not think Dane's team would be third in points for. And
you talked a lot of shit about Dane's team in the offseason.
I thought the wheels were gonna fall off that thing and that team was gonna fall to pieces. 100%. I was certain.
It's Kenneth Walker and DeAndre Swift has really showed up the last 3 weeks. I'm pretty sure Dane started 0-2. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I think he might have won 4 in a row here.
Yeah. And then you look at max points for, which is another important piece, and that's Tyler, which makes sense. He's got a great roster. He's just evidently can't choose who to start out of his amazing team.
Oh no, I absolutely can, but I have the third highest points against. It's not even who I'm starting and who I'm points
for too. Yeah, I mean, we knew that.
I'm getting
crazy.
The crap kicked out of me by whoever I play, So had a rough week this week. We'll get into that, but
either way, final thoughts on this trade, because obviously Jake needed a quarterback. So
thoughts. I think that Jake might have lost this trade, to be totally honest with you. Now that I kind of have thought about it.
Really?
Jordan Love is serviceable. I don't think he'll ever be like a true QB1 in fantasy, though. I'd lock in every week.
Tyler, his last 4 weeks are 16, 28, 16, and 25.
That averages out to like 20 points a week, bro. That's not like that's exactly not game breaking. So I guess what I'm getting at here is that I don't think Tyrone Tracy is worth a first. So I certainly don't see how Jordan Love is 2 firsts. You know what I mean? Tyrone Tracy isn't like a toss into this deal. So I don't disagree that Jordan Love is good. I think this is just a little bit of an overpay. And I think it's a little bit of a cash grab for Tyrone Tracy when we don't have any data or any outlook for him yet as to what his situation is going to look like. I mean, so this is kind of risky.
He's definitely risky, but he's looked good with the work that he's gotten. And this is likely the worst. if he stays on the Giants, which he probably will, because they're going to have to pay Malik Neighbors at some point, and I think that granted he's a rookie this year, so is Tyrone Tracy, but he looked really good, and they don't have an amazing O-line, so I feel good about grabbing him. He's a young guy, and John was interested in him, so I'm not the only one.
Yeah,
and
Sure. I mean, speculative, yeah.
Jordan Love, I think he's a guy that definitely can continue to show up. I mean, he was QB5 last year. So he threw,
Yeah. I don't disagree with you. I think last year was a little bit of a lightning in a bottle situation for him. I think that the Packers roster right now is it's honestly not good enough for him to be a QB1 this year. I don't really think it is. So I think, moving forward, he's got no rushing ability really as part of his game. I think he's a great quarterback for the NFL, but he's kind of like what's his comp this year? It's like Patrick Mahomes. He's a good game manager and makes good plays.
in terms of fantasy output, it's like.
But in
Patrick
terms of
Mahomes is
fantasy
around the same.
output, he's not necessarily like a top tier guy.
Pat Mahomes.
I mean, and that's kind of what the
Pat
Packers
Mahomes
do
has
is
been
groom
QB8,
quarterbacks.
7-1. I will absolutely take Patrick Mahomes' fantasy output. I think you guys are crazy. This is a
Patrick
great
Mahomes has
move
been
for my team.
really bad for where you draft him. You're drafting
But
him.
this
in
is
the
Dynasty.
late
I don't give a
third
shit where
round.
we draft him. I traded away a first that I would have to wait over a year for a player that is only going to get that's going to be a late first. Ben's is going to be late. How good he's been, and then I traded away Danes in 2027.
Okay, but I mean, I think that you look at this trade, and I mean, my first thought was also slight overpay too, just because yes, I was going after Tyrone Tracy, but I mean, the reality is he's a converted wide receiver into a running back. He's not like a true running back. He's only 5'11", 210, like I guess bigger for that size.
That's
but
big for a running back. What are you talking about?
I don't know, man. I just you haven't seen enough to do 2 firsts for this. I feel like you could have paid a little bit less. That's all. That's really my.
I mean, I would have gone
concern
a
here.
first and a second. To me, is like reasonable value for Jordan Love. If you can get him for a first, great. But I was comfortable sending a first and a second, and then Ben sent me this, and I was like, yeah, it seems cool. Like I another depth running back. Like I have no young running backs behind my guys. Like they are all going to start to age out at some point, and I need to figure out how to address that.
Yeah.
The toughest thing is being patient with these young running backs, because like I'm sitting on Blake Corum right now, and I would trade him for Tyrone Tracy. It's like I don't know if that's a good call, because like maybe 5 weeks down the line, Blake Corum gets some work with Kyron missing some time, and then I'm like, oh wow, now I want him. It's I just don't have patience. Is the hardest thing with Dynasty for me, I feel like, and I've sat on guys that I shouldn't have sat on. So it's
that is the most self-aware thing you've said on this podcast, John.
I could have traded Kyle Pitts for 3 firsts, 3 years ago, and then I trade him for, almost nothing. I guess Sam Laporta.
Oh, breaking news. The New York Jets are sending wide receiver Mike Williams and edge rusher Hassan Reddick to Costco in exchange for the chicken bake and the double chunk chocolate cookie.
Shut the fuck up.
Thank you.
God damn it. I was like, no way they just traded Hassan Reddick too. They just got his deal done.
Yeah, there's no fucking way. Why would they do that? They're all in, man. They have to win, and I don't think that they will. It's just going to be another year of disappointment for the Jets. But yeah, why don't we talk about our Week 6 matchup results? My mouse is not working. It's pissing me off here. What the fuck?
Talking matchups.
Ordered a new mouse on Amazon because this stopped working and it's lagging a bunch, and I cleaned it out and it's being a little bitch, so I just started new one. I'm throwing this in the trash tomorrow morning.
Okay. Can I talk about a matchup I saw on Twitter?
It might have been the one that I was referencing. Yeah.
I started Dak Prescott, Zeke Elliott, Travis Etienne, Chris Olave, Calvin Ridley, Dallas Goedert, Marvin Harrison Jr., the Dallas defense, and Tyler Bass for a grand total of 1.2 points. Cumulative.
Yeah. It's
If you
That's
stare
a-
at a thumbnail,
horrendous.
it's Tyler scored 50 points, which in theory is very bad. Like I'd say a good week is like 135. 50 is like laughable, but 1 is something completely different.
one is historic.
1
That
point
is that
with a
needs to
lineup
be
of 9
studied.
players
Yeah.
is
The amount of
is just
injury
crazy.
concurrence, because he had Chris Olave and Marvin Harrison Jr. and ETN and Dallas Goedert. That's 4
Yeah.
injuries with 0 or minus. Yeah, it's
Yep.
brutal.
also
The
don't
Chris
start the
Olave,
Dallas
yeah.
defense.
To be fair, that isn't standard, by the way, because Olave did have 1 reception. So in PPR, he would have 0.5.
No,
or
Olave in PPR had negative 0.5 points.
How he has negative?
Yeah.
He has 1. Do you fumble?
Well, in our Dynasty League, that's what he had. Let me look at Ben. Olave had negative 0.5, 1-for-1 reception, fumble lost. Okay, yeah.
Oh, okay. Fumble lost.
Anyway, talking matchups, why don't we get into our where do you guys want to start? Because it didn't go well for
We
you
already
guys
talked
in the
about my
Dynasty
league of
League, so
record matchup. I feel like we should just start there
you
and
wanna
get it over with
run
for
through
me.
there? Ugh, that's the one I want to avoid, but let's do it.
Yeah.
Here we go. Tyler, league of record matchup against Kransky. 5-1
Yeah.
Peter. I swear to God, the luckiest person to ever play fantasy football.
Yep. I
And
Yeah,
comes at
completely
your
agree with you.
expense. At your expense a lot.
He
Tyler.
really is the
This
luckiest
man
person
started.
ever.
This man started. Dak Prescott 5 points. James Cook out. Zach Moss 0.5 and still beat my ass.
That is
Um,
unbelievable.
It makes me so mad. I look at this roster and I'm like, where did I go wrong? Kirk Cousins, Travis Etienne, James Conner, Drake London, Christian Kirk, Dallas Goedert, Trey Tucker. On paper,
Bye weeks. You know.
on
what are you gonna
paper
do?
was pretty good. I felt pretty good about this. Michael Pittman was not supposed to play. And then at the last minute was like, oh, Joe Flacco's starting? Yeah, I'm good, coach. I'm chilling. Don't worry about me.
Why didn't you put him in? Were you not paying attention, or
Because the
like
Titans, on paper, have the best secondary against wide receivers in the NFL this year and have let up the least amount of points.
okay?
So
Yeah.
mostly crippled Michael Pittman on a spot start. If he didn't, for what it's worth, if he didn't get that touchdown, would have finished with like 6 points.
Right.
He did, so it doesn't matter. But yeah, Kirk Cousins against Carolina turned out to be a run game. But he still tossed it to Drake London, so that was like okay. Travis Etienne, man, obviously injured, left with negative points. Hate to see it. James Conner had an awful game. He's now dealing with an ankle injury after the game as well. So both of my running backs are injured. I have nobody on the bench except Jalen Wright.
Yikes. It's like
So
what, the third string?
yeah, not
I'm
good.
surprised you're even rostering him.
Yeah, I felt like a 500 IQ when Mostert and Achane went down, and then he was pretty good. He was all right. He had like 86 yards. Right back to the bench though. So Dallas Goedert got hurt, so he left with 0 points, and Trey Tucker had 2 targets, no receptions. Mind you, this was a game with no Davante Adams, and as far as I understand it, no Jacoby Myers.
Jacoby Myers either. Yeah, because I had
How did
Jacoby
Brock
Myers.
Bowers
open.
do?
So
Brock
what
Bowers
the
got
hell,
6.
man?
Yeah.
What happened? Who? I just Trey Tucker was looking good too. He's the slot.
Huh?
Yeah, that was me. He put up 22 points against Carolina, 15 against Cleveland. He played Denver with a great secondary and was not very good, but mind you, that's the full team playing. Pittsburgh Steelers, kind of middle of the road. I'm like, Trey Tucker could be a good flex here, maybe 10 points. Goose egg was brutal. So, and Christian Kirk didn't have a great game either. The Jacksonville Jaguars are down horrendously bad. Doug Peterson might get fired soon. So, all in all, horrible week for me. Probably the worst ever on record in any league, any lineup I've ever started.
I do want to find a way to go back in the league history, at least of the last 3 years on this league, because I could go deeper into Yahoo archives, but like I do want to see what the worst week was. This would probably be like bottom 10 worst. I don't know. I'm sure there's got to be weeks. I mean, maybe not you, but somebody scored worse than 53 points. There had to be.
Yeah. Just the
never
injuries
know, Tyler.
alone were brutal.
No, I don't know.
And Goddard. I don't know that anybody's scored this
Pretty
low,
bad.
man.
It's pretty bad, especially in PPR. That's crazy. Anyway, let's see. League of record. Jake, do you want to do yours? Where are you?
Yeah, of course I want to do
Am I
mine.
fucking
Why
blind?
wouldn't I?
Oh yeah, there you are. Go ahead.
Yeah. So league of record, I played Brad, and I got a great week from Caleb Williams. Started off really strong. Started Caleb Williams, Evan Ingram, got me 29.6 points and 18 points, and then everyone else pretty much, except for Chuba Hubbard, who's been an absolute animal, completely shit the bed.
I don't know about that. Oh,
Trey Sermon got 2 points. I guess CeeDee Lamb, but not what I would want from CeeDee Lamb. CeeDee Lamb and Jaden Reed did fine. Any week you're happy with that, but Trey Sermon really fucked me. So did Brandon Ayuk again. I'm so close to putting Brandon Ayuk on the goddamn waiver wire.
he had one good game
yeah,
this
dude.
year.
I hate him. I'm so
What'd you
angry
pay
with
for
him.
Brandon Ayuk in the offseason, by the way? What was that trade like?
Oh, I
Well,
can't
this
even
is
remember.
league of record, but I mean, he also
Oh, League
has
of
been
Record.
down.
I'm sorry. He hasn't been Dynasty. I forgot League of Record.
Yeah.
It's got him everywhere, this man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do. I'm pretty bought in, unfortunately. But you know, outlook for next week is better, I guess. Maybe get Cooper Kupp back. I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do about running backs because now I
You have
lost
Jalen
Jerome
Waddle
Ford
and
and
Rashid
Pacheco.
Shaheed and Alan Lazard. Those guys are good, right?
Hey,
You got-
motherfucker, I also have Cooper Kupp.
Okay. Not
So,
yet.
Hopefully.
We'll see.
God damn, I hate fantasy football so much. I hate this.
I also
fucking
hate
game.
it. Can I talk about my fucking matchup that made me want to just absolutely off myself last night?
Of course.
I will say, I think there's got to be a record for amount of times for each team to go from 99% to 1 to 99% back to 1. The back and forth last night, because Garrett Wilson got an early touchdown. Like, me and Tyler were playing Pillars Fortnite, and I was like, oh my God, Garrett Wilson got a touchdown. I might have a chance, because I was like 8% projected to win going into this game. And then
Yeah.
I was 99% because Dalton Kincaid, it was basically Dalton Kincaid versus Garrett Wilson. He had like 2 points. Garrett Wilson had like 18. I'm like, holy crap, this might happen. Come to find out, Garrett Wilson gets 24. Kincaid gets 11. He gets this one catch on like the last kind of bullshit drive from the Bills for Tyler Bass to kick that field goal. And it gives Chris a 137 to 135 win over me.
Ugh.
Sends me to 2-4. Absolutely brutal, because I was the third highest scorer of the week. I would have beaten 80% of the league and been at least 3-3, which would have been a godsend considering how bad I've been at fantasy this season, at least luck wise. I had a solid week. I mean, Baker Mayfield threw 4 touchdowns. He put up 29 points. I mean,
I think it's
Alvin
Jeff's
Kamara.
year.
That's, I mean,
163 points.
honestly, he probably deserves it at this point. This poor guy has been losing every year in this league since 2015.
He's top 2 for points scored. I'll tell you,
I'm not.
we're really bringing up the ass. You, me, Tyler, me, you, and Gabby are bringing up the ass of points scored in this fucking league.
Yeah, big
I
time.
don't mind being part of the ass. I'm not gonna lie to you, as long as I can get to the head at some point. What the hell does that mean? What I'm happy
What
about is
the-
still having Alvin Kamara, the RB1 on the year. I mean, he's keeping me in games. Especially with Spencer Rattler. I think Alvin Kamara is just the guy. Tyrone
We're
Tracy,
rattlesnake.
22 points. 22 points from Tyrone Tracy. Garrett Wilson, 24 points. Brandon Aubrey, I mean, continues to be the best kicker like of the last 10 years in kicking. Kicker one.
What? It's Justin Tucker.
What the fuck?
I mean, it's
This man's been in the league for 2 years. You're like, yeah, best kicker of the last 10 years.
Best kicker of the
for
decade.
fantasy, he's been very good.
For fantasy, he's been good.
2 years. He's been in the league 2 years. It's Justin Tucker. Put some
Whatever.
respect
My
on that man's
detriment this
name.
year. My detriment this year has been Sam Laporta being fucking terrible. Amon-Ra St. Brown underperforming. Sam Laporta had 1 target for 1 reception for 52 yards and a touchdown. If he doesn't catch that ball, he goose eggs.
Yeah, that's tough.
So I still lose. But regardless, I need to see a little bit more usage of Sam Laporta outside of a double lateral trick play to throw him a football. Like, that's what you have to do to get Sam Laporta the fucking ball. What are we doing?
That is kind of crazy considering how handedly they won. Like, they were throwing it to offensive linemen.
40. Yes, they were literally trying to spite the Cowboys They
Yeah.
put up 47 points. The Cowboys couldn't get in the end zone. It was
The
Brandon
fourth
Aubrey's
quarter
season.
was just a preseason game. They really only played
Yo.
3 quarters of football.
Aiden
Like,
Hutchinson snapped his leg just so they could spite the Cowboys.
yeah.
Like, what was the point of all this? And Sam Laporta is the biggest loser here, even though he got a touchdown.
5 targets between Amon-Ra and Sam Laporta in that game is crazy. That's
Yeah,
it.
man.
Because
I
I
mean,
mean,
it-
they were winning.
They
Why
ran
would
the
they
ball a
throw it
lot
to those
too,
guys?
but I think
You would
Montgomery
think
got
that's
3
how they
touchdowns.
started out, but yeah, they were just running all over him. That's really where it was.
And
Yeah.
Jameson Williams, I mean, they're utilizing him, which is great. I love Jameson Williams. I wish I had him anywhere other than my mom's work league that I
the
manage.
gambling man.
The gambling man. I wonder if him and Calvin Ridley hang out.
All the time.
I
Like,
think
they
they're
were-
not allowed to.
Actually,
think they were
speaking of
at,
Calvin Ridley, did you see his post-game press conference?
No.
No.
Because I should have brought this up earlier with his 8 targets, 0 receptions. He was like,
Yeah.
"This fucking shit's got to stop, bro." He was like swearing on camera. He's like, "This shit's ridiculous. Give me the fucking ball." Like, he lost it. Absolutely lost it. It's worth looking up. If you see Calvin Ridley's post-game presser. Anyway,
Maybe they should
continue.
bring Tannehill back or like Colin Kaepernick. It would probably be better than Will Levis at this point.
Good Lord.
It might help DeAndre Hopkins too before I drop him to waivers in Dynasty.
Yeah, and I have to soon.
My biggest takeaway, the only thing I want to mention is I just need to be better at start sits, which has always been my detriment. Najee Harris
my.
puts up 20, Deontay Johnson put up 19, and Cole Kmet got 24. I wanted to kill myself during the London game when he put
In
up 2
Minecraft.
touchdowns in Minecraft. So I win if I put any of these guys in, but I would have had to bench Marvin Harrison, who got a concussion, or
Yeah.
I mean,
It's just unlucky, man. This is going to happen to you all the time. Like, you made the right decision in the starts. Never in a million years would you start Cole Kmet over Sam Laporta. Najee Harris is on my bench forever, so that's relevant. But
yeah.
and then Deontay Johnson, like, really? Over
He's been
Marvin
great,
Harrison?
but last
it's
week
just
he
injuries.
put up a dud. But
Yeah.
the biggest recommend I can give you guys is do not ever look at the waiver defenses to see which ones did better than the one you chose.
I would never do
Yeah.
that.
That's a bad
Don't
time.
Don't do that because you will
Calvin
hate
Ridley.
yourself. Anyway,
That's some real self-hate behavior.
yeah.
Calvin Ridley
Anyways,
says,
go
I
ahead.
need some in the beginning of the fucking game too. Shit is getting crazy to me, man.
Yeah.
Wow,
Referring to his
Not
target.
good.
you hate to be
Dude,
Will
he
Levis
looks
right now.
pissed.
He is
Will Levis
so
is
pissed.
about to be Malik Willis at this point.
He chose the
let's-
highest bidder knowing Will Levis was ass. So I kind of don't know if I'm upset for him, you know? Like, I hate to say it, but he was like, I'm going to make some money. Good for you, but
It's
Will
not
Levis
great.
is ass. Like,
Yeah,
I love
man.
Mac's thing where he's like, man, crazy how no one saw this coming when he wasn't good at any level before this.
How could we have foreseen this?
How could we have seen it? Because he's a tall white dude. That's why.
They're usually good
It's
at
true.
They
quarterback.
always get a shot. They always get a shot, dude.
Dude, if you walked on in Tennessee right now, they might give you a shot.
I think they give me a shot at O-line and the Patriots.
They could
Yeah,
use it.
I would.
He might literally look, man. We'll let you on the
We'll
practice
take
squad at
anything, bro.
least.
We'll let anybody play football. That's the
You
Patriots
got
now.
2 healthy knees. That's it.
Let's look at week 7 for Liga record. I guess I'll just go into mine. I'm playing Brad, who's 4-2. I'm 2-4. Really need to win here, obviously. Sam Laporta's still in my lineup, but that's only because Cole Kmet's on bye. I think he's my guy going forward. Alvin Kamara, Najee Harris is in there right now because I don't know if Devin Singletary is going to start, but Baker Mayfield, Alvin Kamara, Najee Harris, Deontay Johnson, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Sam Laporta, Garrett Wilson. I don't know if I'm going to drop Brandon Aubrey. That's like the big question of the week. Do you drop the best kicker in the league? I'm going to try not to. I'll say that. I'm going to absolutely try not to drop him.
That's crazy.
Coming from you, man, come on.
I
You never
mean,
rostered
to
2
be fair,
kickers?
bro, in redraft, it's not worth the bench space here. It's really
I had
not.
somebody like Chris H was actively trying to trade me for Brandon Aubrey. I'm not even kidding.
Crazy. That's
yeah.
crazy town.
I know. I'm a little bit scared of Brad's running backs. Jameer Gibbs, Kyron Williams could each put up 30. He also has Jamar Chase and Stephon Diggs. If Nico Collins sits again, that could be disgusting. He's got a really solid team. Zay Flowers, K. Otton's really the only kind of not great spot. But yeah, I mean, he has the capabilities of putting up 160 on a given week. I need to get lucky. I need to go, 3-4. If I go 2-5, that's absolutely brutal. So yeah, I'm kind of begging the fantasy gods to give me something, please.
Yeah,
Give me a chance somewhere.
right there with you, dude.
So yeah, I'm just begging. I mean, if Jake can lose to Sterling in Dynasty, which we'll get to when he's starting a second string quarterback that's not going to play at all, then I can win this matchup.
Anyway.
Anyway,
Lose to Sterling this week? I didn't lose to Sterling.
it was Tyler. Tyler did. We'll get to it.
Tyler did, yeah.
But Jake,
Don't
you're
remind
playing
me.
the guy that just beat me by 2 points because of Dalton Kincaid. How you feeling with this matchup in week 7?
Dude, I don't feel good about any of these matchups. I don't really want to talk about them.
Okay.
I get Cooper Kupp back. Playing Chris, we're both 3-3. I really need this win here. I don't know what the fuck I'm going to do at running back, to be honest with you. I got Chuba Hubbard and Trey Sermon, and not good. He got 2.9 last week on 18 carries. He got 18 carries, and he got 2.9 points.
Unreal.
Jake, you don't have another running back. Wait.
No, I don't.
Pacheco's hurt. I remember. And
Jeff and Ford are hurt, and I very successfully went 0 RB and got hit on some wide receivers that all got hurt.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know what I'm doing, man. Look, if I start to fall out, and my curse was I won 3 championships in 4 years, and I fall off, it is what it is, man.
So be it. There's worse things in the world, Jake.
Next year, I'll just, I don't know, keep Caleb Williams and keep him for a 7th round pick and hope for the best.
Jalen Reed, yeah, Evan Ingram. Jake, come on, man. You're doing a little better than me, and I think my team's better than you. So my team is definitely arguably 8th. Better than your team.
I'm gonna make it happen. You know me. I'm a winner. I don't lose.
You're scrappy, and you make it happen. You always do.
See, I'm the underdog. As John has always said, I'm the underdog. People never expect me to win, and I always show up better than you expect.
You're as much an underdog as you are a field reporter for Brittany Mahomes, Jake.
Yes.
Well, you were very clear that that's true.
It's a joke. It's a joke.
Joke. I'm joking.
Tyler's playing Dane 3-3 versus 2-4. Tyler throwing out Patrick Mahomes there against San Francisco.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of have to. Kirk Cousins against Seattle wouldn't be a bad start either, but man, where I drafted Pat Mahomes, I just have to start him, especially with having Kelsey on my team. His floor is too high to not start him. Pat Mahomes might be the only quarterback in fantasy football you can start and like guarantee at least 12 points. Like, I wouldn't say anybody else can do that. So that's something.
He has not broken 17 points this entire season.
Yeah, man. It's because I drafted him this year. I was like, this is dumb, but I'm going to do it anyway. And now I'm all surprised that it's not panning out for me. So, yeah, where'd I take him? 3rd round. Oh, hate it. Hate that. Would love to have another running back, but here we are. Yeah, so my team is in shambles right now. Thank God I made that trade. Was it 2 weeks ago now? I got rid of George Pickens for Christian Kirk and Michael Pittman. I need them both desperately. I need to make a trade for a running back this week, like non-negotiable. Travis Etienne, his outlook is terrible. James Conner is probably going to be questionable heading into this week against a really good Chargers defense, running defense at least. So I got to make some moves here. I'm going to sell a wide receiver for a running back. I don't even know who to target, though, is the problem, because everybody's hurt. Every decent value running back right now is hurt.
Trade live on pod. You want Najee Harris?
What do you want for him?
I mean, I have plenty of wide receivers. That's the thing. I mean,
I just said too, like Najee Harris is perpetually on my bench.
Can I have a better running back? I'll give you Najee Harris for a better running back. I don't even know.
Yeah, no, I need to make a move for like, I don't even know, man. Like maybe a J.K. Dobbins is out there somewhere. I mean, God, it probably wouldn't happen, but even like a Josh Jacobs, Like he's like on paper kind of underperforming, but I need something like
Yeah,
really
he has
bad.
been underperforming for sure.
So God only knows. But the outlook's not good. I'm projected under 100 points. I don't have a kicker in yet. We got to go through waivers here, but not feeling great. I am, what am I, 2-4? So got to
Not
keep
great.
winning out, dude. I mean, it's not helping so far, but we could get there.
Well, let's move on to the Dynasty League, where you should feel better overall, but not so good about your matchups last week. We'll finish with mine because it's definitely the bright point of the Dynasty League this week, at least from my side of things. But Tyler, your matchup against former championship matchup.
Former champs. Yeah,
The
former
two
championship
former
matchup.
champions.
Grudge match.
2022 and 2023 champions here.
Yeah. Sterling started Jake Hayner, who didn't play a snap at quarterback. So that was pretty cool. But you know who he does have on his team is Derrick Henry and Stephon Diggs. And Demario Douglas and Hunter Henry in his flex, who I saw beat my ass in person, destroyed me the 1 week I'm there. Demario Douglas and Hunter Henry both have like career game. Demario Douglas had his first career touchdown against me. So that was pretty awesome.
Douglas, dude, fucking smoked your ass. 6 for 9.
And I'll tell you what, I was screaming like a little girl when it happened because I was excited. But aftermath was not good, man. God, no, this was brutal. It wasn't necessarily a bad week for me either, to be honest. It's just I have Travis Etienne everywhere. He busted my lineups right in half. I even started Cole Kmet. I was feeling great. 24 points. I mean, every single position was hitting, and then Travis Etienne happened. And then somehow, we were talking about this before we started, Mike Evans, in a 51-point Tampa Bay offensive performance, had 2 targets.
Or 2 receptions.
Or 2 receptions. He had 6 targets for 34 yards.
Yeah.
What happened?
Jake, I did a parlay, and I was telling Tyler about this. It was a 9-leg parlay that I hit 7. And the craziest thing was that 5 of them were picking teams to win, and I got all 5 correct for teams to win. And the other 4 were anytime touchdowns. So it was AJ Brown, Terry McLaurin, who both scored touchdowns. The 2 that didn't hit was Mike Evans in a 51-point game for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He did not get a touchdown. And then the other one was Marvin Harrison, who got a concussion, like right when the game started. So I bet $10. I could have made $2,000. But that's the craziest thing is like Mike Evans not scoring in that game. It was a Chris Godwin game. I think Bucky Irvin got in.
Here's the thing is I should have known. I always bench him. It was the Mike Evans, Marshawn Lattimore cage fight.
Yes, it always was.
Yearly cage fight, dude. I should have known better.
He is not out there to play football. He's out there to.
But goddamn, dude, between that and DK Metcalf getting 11 targets and 3 receptions, that didn't help either. So, yeah, I lost by like 10 points, and Justin Fields outscored Lamar Jackson this week, which is insane. Alan Lazard popped the fuck off on my bench, like so.
I mean, he did get a Hail Mary in the end zone. I mean, that accounted for probably most of his points. Almost
probably over half of his points, being honest. But still, just awful showing. And then, of course, the 1 week I play Sterling, his team goes pretty crazy. Having to flex Hunter Henry, dude, in a double flex spot is crazy.
And Demario Douglas.
Douglas and outscoring me that way.
This man rosters, I mean, Jermichael Hasty and fucking Kendrick Bourne, Hunter Renfrow hasn't done anything. And
being a free start Pop Douglas is just dire straits for any 3 of us.
I'll tell you what, though, moving forward, not so much. I think Demario Douglas's outlook with Drake May throwing the ball, pretty good. He's been seeing an uptick in targets the last couple games, too. And I say that as an unbiased fan, I swear.
Yeah.
He's a great player. His game, it's going to sound crazy, kind of reminds me of Tyreek Hill a little bit. It's all run after the catch. He's super fast. I think he could be really good.
I think he's got a cool name.
He does.
He absolutely does.
Jake, your matchup against Austin, absolute decemation. How did it go for you?
Jake kicked out of me. Oh. Decimation isn't the right word. I got eviscerated here.
I feel like those are synonyms in a sense.
Decimation means killing 10% of the population.
Is that like
That's real. No, that's a real fact.
Definition wise, that's actually what it
It's-
means.
To decimate a population means it was when they killed off 10% of the men. There was a Roman term, but
Okay.
Deci, you see
Yeah.
DECI.
Thank you.
That's
Yeah, I don't need the Latin clarification. Thank you. Move on.
Okay. Well, 77 points. I just got the shit kicked out of me. Jerome Ford going out didn't help. Blake Groupie being one of my top scorers on the week really just tells you
10
how the
points.
rest of the week went. You know, it goes George Kittle 20. And here's the thing: George Kittle looks so nice, and I was so excited. And then the rest of the week happened.
Well, to be honest, you were not feeling confident after Thursday Night Football because you had
No,
to
'cause
start 49ers.
I
And
just have 4 49ers because Waddle, who's also looked like ass, so it's not a huge deal. But Jefferson is on bye, so is Waddle. So that hurt. That wasn't great. And you know what? Honest to God, if you had told me, hey man, you should probably start Troy Franklin and Devon Vele over goddamn Brandon Ayuk and Juwan Jennings, I would have told you you're an idiot. But that's what I should have done. Not that it would have won me the week because my team still scored like ass, but what are you going to do, man?
Austin's on the rise. Jaden Daniels, Brees Hall. I mean, Javonte Williams had a bad week, but he's well, nah, he's kind of bad.
My max
Javonte
points I could
Williams
have
has not been
scored.
good.
I could have
Yeah.
scored 118 points this week. Max. That is my maximum points I could have scored. But I
Brutal.
made all the right starts. Sometimes that's how it is. That's it. That's why this is an abusive relationship of a game.
That's what happens when you have Saquon Barkley score 7 and Jonathan Taylor and CMC are both injured. So that doesn't help.
Yep.
Who could have seen this coming?
On the brighter side, Juju
Injuries.
Penis came out and showed up
Oh.
this week with Juju
Ew.
on bye. I named my team Juju Penis just purely because he had a Snapchat that ended up on the public domain that probably shouldn't have, but also he put up 20 points when I got him off waivers in a Dynasty League last week. Still lost, but I mean, as a bright side, Juju looked okay. Either way, I put up 169 points this week against the, at the time, number 1 team in the league. I mean, come on, guys. Give me a
Fake number 1, first of all. Stolen valor, Mac.
Whoa, Mac, you in the comments, you should probably
This man is
rebuttal here.
starting. This man is starting every week. Ray Davis and Tank Bigsby. You
That's
cannot tell me
no.
that's the no. He is.
He had 8.
I don't want to hear it.
He had 8 chain.
I don't want to hear it. That's
Ray
his
Davis had
starting
18
lineup.
points. 18 points.
This
That's
man
crazy.
is starting Wandale Robinson every week, John. He should
like
not
that.
have been number 1.
Wandale Robinson's getting
That's
crazy
crazy.
targets. You wouldn't believe it.
11
I mean,
target. Like,
To be
what is
honest,
happening?
the first 5 weeks in this league, everything that could go right for Matt kind of went right. I mean, Marvin Harrison was great. Brock Bowers has been going off. Wandale Robinson, Brian Thomas Jr. has been going off. Like, all of his rookies look amazing. Tank
No, I'm just
Bigsby had a blow up
I love
week.
Mac. His team is actually pretty good. It's crazy that this is what we've come to. I guess is what I'm getting at.
Yeah, this league is like, again, fantasy football is called fantasy football for a reason. Like, you cannot predict this shit. Like, everyone's gonna get hurt. You're gonna have an amazing team, and they're gonna put up 6 points. Like anything can happen.
Yeah.
But also this can happen where Jalen Hurts puts up 21, Bijan Robinson put up 25, Joe Mixon with 27, Deebo Samuel with 20, AJ Brown with 23, Laporta gets 1 catch for a touchdown for 12. Hopkins, leading receiver, probably on the worst offense of the NFL, gets 9 points, and Darius Slayton somehow is good at football. And Chris Boswell puts up 17 points. So, big win. It could have been better if I started Najee, even Baker Mayfield, which he's kind of proven to be the better start over Jalen Hurts, even with 3 interceptions.
Yeah, honestly, at this point, man, like
I
have a hard time rolling out Jalen Hurts every week. But for the stack with AJ
Jalen
Brown,
Hurts. I mean,
I get it. Believe me, I get it.
Yeah, it's tough. Even Tyler Algier, this was the first time since 2005, I think, that the Falcons had 200-yard rushers in one game since Michael Vick was on the team.
Oh my God, that's insane.
Yeah, Algier and Bijan both had 100 yards on the ground.
Wow. I mean, against Carolina, not surprising, but
Yeah. Treylon Burks had a catch. Anyway, yeah, I mean, it looked it was finally a good week. It gave me hope.
jeez.
It's probably false hope just purely because week 1 and week 6 are the only weeks I've done really well, and that was only because my players were not injured. So I put up 140 and 169 when I have my full lineup, and I didn't even have Davante Adams this week healthy. So, like I've said, I made trades for a reason to give myself potential to put up point totals such as this. So I'm not completely crazy. I think it's possible. So we'll see.
It's absolutely possible. You've kind of built boom or bust the team a little bit in a way too.
100%. 100%.
So that's just kind of the nature of it.
Yeah. But anyway, moving on to week 7 here in the Dynasty League. I'm playing Austin, who just, had a lucky
What
week.
the fuck's
against
happening in
Jake.
Frank's matchup? What? How is he projected
Probably got
to
his
lose by
entire league
that
on
much?
bye.
Oh no.
His Cowboys are on bye, and the rest of his team
Oh my
suck. Is
God.
that what I'm gathering?
That's
Joe Flacco's
interesting.
not starting. I think once he adjusts his lineup, it'll be
Okay.
something better. Because he has Anthony Richardson, but his whole team is projected 0 because they're not starting or on bye now.
Or they're all hurt. I mean, Rashad White and Malik Neighbors are both currently out, but I'm sure that
Malik Neighbors will probably be back this week.
You call him
keep
Malik
an eye on it,
Neighbors?
but
he might have to make some serious moves this week. If
Malachi
some of those
Neighbors?
players,
You call
if
him
some of those
Malik
players
Neighbors?
don't play, he might have to actually make some trades.
It's Malik Neighbors.
What did I say?
Malik.
Malik Neighbors? I think that's a better name. Jake.
You're an idiot.
I'm playing Austin, who handily beat Jake by 70 because he sucks.
It's true. I do suck. I don't know what to tell you.
I got to take my wins where I can get them.
Yeah.
I'm with you. I'm agreeing with you.
Thank you. Appreciate that. That's a first. Yeah, again, solid team. He's got Jaden Daniels against Carolina. He could get 50 points.
Yeah, try
that's
100.
concerning. Yeah,
That's extremely concerning. I mean, it'll be the Commanders don't have a great running game, so yeah, that's going to be a big one.
We'll see. Yeah, he's projected to win right now. Is that no? That's just because those are my projections. Yeah, again, I mean, he's got Jaden Daniels, Breece Hall, Javonte Williams, Jalen Reed, Drake London, McBride, Dell, Higgins. Is our line.
His receiving core might be one of the better ones in the league. I would say probably top 3. Jaden Reed, Drake London, Tank Dell. Well, with no Nico Collins, Tank Dell and T. Higgins, rolling that out every week is pretty disgusting. That's a great lineup.
Yeah, I think it's arguably better than mine. Especially with Adams now on the Jets. Who knows what's going to happen there? And I don't know.
Yeah.
And I would honestly rather have Trey McBride than Sam Laporta right now. That's
yeah.
100%.
I don't disagree with you.
Yeah, I after last week, I should feel confident, but also I never feel confident with fantasy anymore. It's not over until it's over. I'm not going to feel confident until I have more points than him at 11:30 p.m. on Monday night. I don't know. I don't fucking know. We'll see. Jalen Hurts plays the Giants. God, if he put up 40 points, I would probably, I don't know, maybe try to buy a lottery ticket. I'm not sure. We'll see what happens. I hope that I win. If I could go 3-4, I'll keep climbing. I would be ecstatic. We'll see.
Yep.
Jake, you're playing Mac.
I sure am playing Mac, and I would like to go into this week feeling better, but I don't feel great. Maybe it'll feel better when I can start my line. Right now I'm trying to get rid of one player. I'm one player over my roster size, and my IR has been full for weeks. But I don't want to drop anybody. Unfortunately, I don't have to. But there's also no waiver moves really to make in this league. So, but I don't want to say goodbye to the Rattlesnake or the Red Rocket Andy Dalton.
We got the Rattlesnake needs to catch on. Everybody who doesn't know who Spencer Rattler is, look him up.
Find out.
Start calling.
Yeah,
he should be on the Cardinals, so he could be in the desert.
He looks like Pat Mahomes, like a scary version of Pat Mahomes.
Pat Mahomes light.
No. Like Pat Mahomes, scary.
The Oktoberfest version.
Like if Patrick Mahomes was a bully in a movie.
Played by young Kiefer Sutherland. I could see that.
Sure, I'll give you that one. Whatever.
Thank you.
Yeah, so I don't know who to drop. So that's kind of my problem right now. But I don't feel great about this matchup, even though I'm playing the guy unironically starting Ray Davis. You know what? I want to talk shit about Ray Davis, but he put up 18 fucking points this last week. So hopefully that doesn't happen again.
This man's 6 inches shorter than you, and he could fucking probably shove a football through your chest.
Probably, dude. He's built like a tank. He should be called fucking Tank Bigsby. I'll tell you that.
Honestly, they should swap names.
Marvin Harrison. Hopefully he's out. That would be nice for
No.
me. No, yes. Yeah, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see. I think it would be real good for me to beat Mac, because he's a top tier team, and I need that. What I really need, I need Sterling to start losing. I need Troy to start losing. I need Frank to start losing, because those guys being 3-3 is really killing my potential.
I would love if they started losing. Then I could just keep climbing the ranks back up to where I belong at the top.
Hey man,
That was actually my 500 IQ move this week was losing to Sterling, so you would have a good record, and so you would get bumped down a little bit.
It's actually not a terrible move on your part, is it?
Oh man.
Anyway, Tyler, you are playing
What am I
somebody.
playing?
Who the fuck?
I'm
Oh,
playing
Logan.
Logan.
Oh my God, you're playing Dr. Logan this week with no Dak Prescott, who's been terrible anyway.
Yeah, he's probably better for it. He's way better off starting Matt Stafford.
Oof.
Yeah.
Actually, is
no,
oh no, he was on bye last week. Okay, that'd be
he's got
funny. if
Tyreek
we had
Hill on his
another-
bench too. That's kind of insane. Yeah, no, this is going to be a pretty good one. He is regularly starting Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery every week, and it works. There's
Mhm.
like absolutely nothing wrong with doing that. It's insane. I didn't think that's how that was going to shake out, to be honest with you, but here we are. He's got Amon-Ra as well, so a lot of Lions. But I'll tell you what, Minnesota has a great defense, so we'll see. But yeah, starting Tyler Conklin too. I mean, I can't
Well,
really talk shit because
he's going to
I
be
might-
moving Kelsey into his lineup for sure.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yep.
And then he's got Amari Cooper on the Bills. God, that's so weird to see.
Yeah, that is bizarre. That could work out really well for him, though.
He could go nuclear. Absolutely.
Yeah, he absolutely could. No, nothing is a given anymore. Let's put it that way.
Mm-hmm.
Never take anything for granted. On paper, I should probably lose this week against Logan. When he sets his lineup correctly, Matthew Stafford, Travis Kelce, like, it doesn't look great for me. I also am now in the position where I don't know who to start at tight end. Thankfully, Cole Kmet is on bye, so I kind of have to start somebody, but I don't really want to start Mark Andrews. It's kind of killing me a little bit. He had a good
Dude.
week last week with the touchdown, but it's just not clicking still. I don't know what's going on.
Do you guys ever get? I mean, you were at the game last week, but like, if you watch any game, like I'm always watching Red Zone, but they're like the announcers are like, it's they're really not getting Mark Andrews involved that much. Oh, those fantasy managers are probably stressed out, and they'll like kind of overlook it. I'm like, you have
Yeah.
no fucking idea. Like,
You had no idea.
and like he
Tom.
finally gets a touchdown. They're like, oh wow, that's great for those fantasy managers. I'm like, nobody started him this week. Like, educate
Absolutely no
yourselves.
one.
You guys have no fucking clue what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Jesus, he needs to get more involved. It's
The fact that I'm
devastating.
considering starting Mark Andrews or Colby Parkinson should tell you everything.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Because man, has he had a lot of targets. But anyway, yeah, no, I've got CD on bye, which hurts me a lot. Aaron Jones is hurt. Travis Etienne is hurt. So I'm digging deep. I'm starting possibly motherfucking Ray McLeod in my flex this week, which it could be a lot worse. But
Yeah, I mean,
it's not my favorite. So I might make a move this week. Not gonna lie, and just try and get something going here because I should be 6-0. I should be 6-0. I
Whoa.
hate being this guy. I should be 6-0.
I should be 6.
ETN no,
I
listen to
should
me.
be 6-0 if my team was healthy.
No,
dude.
listen to me. Listen to me right now. ETN hurt. Worst game he's had this year was like 12 points, something like that. Lost by 10. I lost to Mac last week by 5 points, and I lost in week 1 by 1 point. The deficit of defeat over 3 games has been less than 20 points. I should be
Right.
6-0 because these other games I have won quite handedly. So
Tyler,
it's
You
it's
keep telling
crazy.
yourself that.
What Tyler? What's your average points when your team's healthy? Because mine's 150 when my team's healthy.
I mean, what are my
I
points?
just want to put that out there. Healthy John's team averages 150.
So 1 week
2
of
weeks.
healthy
That's,
team.
no, that's 2 weeks. You motherfucker.
I mean, my
Mike-
team's healthy every week. I don't
Mike
know.
says you'd be 6-0. You're 6-0 in life, my guy.
My
762
team,
divided by
my
6.
team
You're 6-0
when
to me at all
healthy,
times.
inarguably best team when healthy.
But they're
Whatever,
not.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah, with your quarterback Tua Tagovailoa.
With
Yeah, when he's
Mr.
healthy.
Concussion and Mr. Glass Bones.
When they're
How could my
healthy.
team possibly not be healthy? I don't
When they're
understand.
healthy. That's what we're arguing about right now. You're telling me the running back room of Christian McCaffrey, Saquon Barkley, and Jonathan Taylor is not the best?
I don't disagree with you.
Two tight end
I
sets
don't
with
disagree with
George
you.
Kittle and Evan Ingram.
Yeah, that's gross.
You're 6-0 in my eyes, Mike. Don't worry about it.
John's over here macking
How
on his
often y'all
coworkers.
on?
Once a week.
Every Tuesday.
Every
Man
Tuesday.
hour NFL talk. Yeah, so Tyler, I'm gonna be honest, man. Hope you lose.
Yeah, I
Moving
know.
on here.
Everybody's rooting for me to lose, dude. That's how it is.
That's
what it's like to be on top, baby.
You know how hard it is to be the one dude who didn't win a championship? Even my work league, I lost last year. Last year was
You
devastating.
never won a championship. And I'll tell you, you're going to be insufferable when that
Hey,
happens.
no. I won the first year.
Yeah.
Fuck up. The first year we did this podcast, I think I won my Yahoo free league or something, and I was like the only thing I could like hang my hat on. Like that was it. And Jake was like, "You're an idiot. You're a fucking loser for that." Of course.
Yeah, I
that was
stand
before
by that.
Tyler was here to defend me.
No, Tyler would not defend you on that. It's a Yahoo free league. Tyler, come on.
Yeah, I'm sorry, bro.
John,
I can't on
something,
that one. I
please. Give me
can't.
even
I'm
if,
sorry.
even if
Oh,
you had
my
at least
Lord.
paid into a league that wasn't with us, I'd still be like, nice job, John. That's good. I'm happy for you.
I am in a couple leagues where I've paid into actively, and I'm still doing real. I'm 0-6 in my family league. You want to see my team?
Nope.
Look at this. Look at this. This is hilarious. I mean, seriously, like this is funny. We
Are
should
you
talk about
rostering
this.
Travis Etienne?
No, I'm not. I have a very good team. 0-6. Okay, this was my closest matchup. Well, maybe not my closest, but put up 124 this week. Joe Mixon, I did not. Marvin Harrison gets hurt. DJ Moore does nothing. James Conner does nothing. Kyler Murray does nothing. I mean, seriously, this is my roster: Kyler Murray, Joe Mixon, James Conner, 8-man league, by the way, full PPR. DJ Moore, Marvin Harrison, Evan Ingram, Amon-Ra, Tank Dell, Dobbins, Brian Thomas Jr., Deebo Samuel, Michael Pittman, Travis Kelce. Like,
For an 8-man league, that's kind of a booty team. I'm not gonna lie.
get the fuck out of here, Tyler.
That's
Are
not
you
that
kidding
good.
me?
No, I'm serious.
That's not that good. You think that's
Marvin
an 0-6
Harrison,
team?
Travis Kelce is pretty good. I don't know, man. 8-man, you should have like a disgusting team.
John,
That's
my
pretty good.
my 10-man team is better than that in my work league.
All right, whatever. I'm sorry. I didn't
Like,
wait, I didn't even show it.
inarguably
I meant to show it. I didn't even add it.
Significantly better.
Yeah, Joe Mixon, James Conner, DJ Moore, Evan
Ass
Ingram
booty
in an
and
8-man
ass.
league is brutal.
John,
Week 5.
listen to my
Loses by 5.
Although I guess you have Kelce. What am I saying? But still.
Lamar Jackson, Brees Hall,
Oh,
Travis
it's because you're
Etienne.
getting blown out by actual teams like with like Puka
Bro.
Nacua week 1, Christian McCaffrey, Josh Allen, Mike Evans. That's a disgusting team.
That guy started
Whatever.
Christian
I don't care
McCaffrey,
anymore.
and you
I
got
don't-
your
I don't
ass
care.
beat.
I'm getting beat
Started-
by 8-year-olds. That's
Started
how
a
bad
guy
this year has
who
gotten.
wasn't even playing like the week before. He had a week to take that guy out of his lineup, and you still got your ass
And he
beat.
still beat me by 20 with
Crazy,
Christian
dude.
McCaffrey in his lineup. Whatever, man. Let's move on to survival football here, which I mean, this is something we can all agree that we're fucking terrible at.
Not
This
me.
year at least. Yeah.
Survival football.
Survival football. Jake is the only one that's still alive for the second try in our actual survival
Who
league.
else is still?
He's in there with Kevin from work and is it Austin or Logan maybe that's still alive in there? Brad
Is it just you and Brad? Oh no. You and Brad and Kevin.
and Kevin. Yeah.
All right,
Hey,
I gotta
Kevin.
come up with a devious pick this week. It's got to be Buffalo
Hold
Bills
up.
versus-
Hold the fuck up.
What do you
Man,
think
let
you're
me get
doing
the-
here?
Let me get the thing up first. For the love of God. Let's talk about last week. Jesus. All right. So last week's survival football, Jake 2-3 picks the Texans.
Yeah.
We all won last week, which is a shock because, as you can see, our collective record is 6-9, which it's not bad. I guess
That's
it's not bad.
awful.
That's pretty bad.
That's so awful.
Jake with the
course, John's
Texans, Tyler with the
1-4.
Falcons, me with the Eagles. We all won first time of the season. What the fuck? But yeah, Jake, who do you got? Whatever, man. Tell me who you got.
I'm going to go Washington Commanders over the Carolina Panthers.
Wow. Pick and chalk. Jake
Yeah,
with the Panthers.
I would like
Yeah,
to win
that's-
some money.
Big time chalk.
It's either that or Buffalo Bills over Tennessee Titans. Arguably more chalk.
Buffalo. Yeah, I mean, the Titans have been absolutely terrible. So you're going with the Commanders?
Yep.
All right. Jake over there taking command.
Wait, give me my record. Yeah, 3-3, baby.
I got you. You earned it. Tyler, what do you think of survival football this week, buddy?
Oh, so I'll tell you who might look worse than the Carolina Panthers lately is the Cleveland Browns. And they have no Jerome
Yeah.
Ford, possibly Nick Chubb coming back, and an absolute desperation mode Bengals team that needs to win out.
If I could
I like
picked
the Bengals.
this week, I would have. Tyler, that's a great pick.
Wow, Tyler going with the Bengals this week against.
I already
2-4.
picked them.
The Bengals are 2-4. How can that be? It's crazy.
They suck ass.
Maybe Joe Burrow's just like bad. I don't know.
Joe Burrow has honestly, and I was talking shit about him this season because I'm like, they'll never go back to Super Bowl with Joe Burrow, but I genuinely has had a good year. It's crazy.
Slink going with the Bengals as well. Good choice, Slink.
Yeah, all of their games they've lost by like one possession, I think.
That's kind of like how the Chargers play football. So maybe they're the new Chargers.
Yeah, kind of.
They're going to end up being like 9-8 and then miss the playoffs.
It wouldn't surprise me.
There's some insane matchups this week, guys. We got Lions, Vikings.
Lions, Vikings, Chiefs, Niners. It's going to be
Chiefs, Niners.
insane.
Honestly, Browns, Bengals. Yeah, it's gross. Raiders, Rams could be like a gross good matchup.
Yeah, I almost picked the Rams. I was close, but I don't trust it.
Patriots, Jags, the fight in London of who's the worst.
Every year, the London game, America's like, yeah, revenge. You're going to watch shitty fucking football.
It's horrible. Like, are we supposed to get back to them? Like, what the fuck?
I can't wait till they
Oh,
give
man.
England a team. It's going to happen eventually. That's what
I
all
don't
this
know,
is for.
man. They've been trying
It'll
to do that
be
for
the
a long time, and I don't think it's going to happen.
It'll happen. I promise you.
Logistically, that would be tough. That'd be really tough.
Oh man, I am still technically the worst. I am 2-4 this season.
You
Tyler,
could be saying that about so many different things.
2-4. I mean, that's how basically
Still-
all my
still
actual fantasy
genuinely-
football records have gone too. Tyler,
That's me in
4-2.
league record. I understand.
Let's see. What am I picking this week? Yeah, I've earned that honor.
Who you reaping?
God, it's so tough,
Ooh.
man. The Bills seem like a great choice.
I didn't
playing
mean it
the
like that,
Titans.
Jake. I was trying to be funny. And then
It
you
came out
said-
before you
You gotta be
realized.
I
careful.
immediately
You gotta be
regret it.
careful, Tyler. You gotta be really careful, man. Have I picked the Bills yet? Let me make sure I haven't. Because again, we have to be. We can't pick the same teams. Jake, you picked the Commanders. You definitely haven't picked them yet. I'm double checking.
No.
And Tyler, you picked the Bengals. You have not picked the Bengals yet. Okay, just double checking.
It's a good double check because I honestly didn't look. I'm just like,
Yeah,
I
no
don't
idea.
know.
I kind of forgot about that whole aspect of survival football. I'm gonna reap the Bills this week. They're playing the Titans at home, 1:00 game. I don't know how they lose this. I really, really don't.
Oh,
Can you
please.
imagine
These
Will
Bills.
Levis? Will
Please.
Levis walks into Orchard Park and beats the shit out of the Bills. That would be insane. DeAndre Hopkins goes off for like 3 touchdowns.
I would
I would
freak, dude. That would
I'd
be the
absolutely
funniest
mind
thing.
blown. Yeah. Cool. All right. Washington Commanders take command. The Bengals better eat those stripes, and the Bills probably going down to the Titans this week. If I have anything to say about it, but Thank you. That is a good pick. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. And honestly, I think the Jets could do it this week. They're playing the Steelers, right? Oh no, yeah, right.
Ooh,
Jets Steelers in Pittsburgh. That could be a solid game. I almost
that
went with the
game's
Jets.
gonna end like I'm gonna say
12-14.
12-9. No
I hate that
touchdowns.
so much.
If there's a game, if there's a game to bet no touchdowns this week, it's that one.
Over under 25 total points. You have to hit the over. That's crazy.
Yeah, you'd have to. That'd be nuts.
That's insane. I'm also done with parlays. I think I'm done.
Yeah, it's a fool's game, really. That's how stats work. Like statistically, hitting that many things all at the same time, it's crazy. But
It's
look,
statistically almost
something has to
impossible.
happen. Something has to happen. So
something's gonna
just to
happen
say,
either way.
I
Throw
think-
$5 a week at it. It's kind of fun.
Do you see those
Yeah.
guys that every week the lowest scorer in the league has to make a 9-person parlay? It's like the rest of the league puts together a parlay for that person to put like $10 on.
That's kind of fun.
Oh,
I like that.
I love that.
But
Actually.
it hit, and they won like 20 grand.
Oh my god! I hope they split
Like,
it.
they just come
Yeah.
up with like the craziest shit ever or something. Like, and then
Yeah, they just like the rest of the league gets to cook up a parlay that you have to place.
they're like Greg Dortch anytime touchdown, like shit like
Yeah,
that.
That's
yeah,
a
I
lock.
don't-
That's a lock.
I don't know.
Come on.
I don't know which that one was, but yeah.
That's
Oh,
unreal.
that's great.
I ended up losing my work league because of a lot of things, but she started Michael Wilson, and this motherfucker gets a touchdown. Over instead, I had Marvin Harrison,
What?
0 points.
That's
She had Michael Wilson in her
crazy.
starting line. Like, bro, and she also had Caleb Williams and Evan Ingram. I'm like, I'm done, man. This is
Oh,
Sometimes
cooked.
it just pays to not know.
Sometimes
it really does.
really
I
does.
wish I didn't know. I wish I didn't care. I wish I didn't give a fuck. But here we are.
Then we wouldn't
doing a
have this,
podcast.
John. We've got this. Look
Right.
at us, huh?
We have each other, and that's really what matters at the end of the day. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for listening or watching. You made it this far. Week 7, it's crazy. We do this every single week. We make it happen no matter what. We love fantasy football. We love and hate each other. But we're here to have a good time and talk about football and all those good things. Yeah, look
at us. Look at us,
us.
huh?
Look
Who
at
would have
us.
thought?
It's like that Paul Rudd meme. That's my favorite meme
Yeah,
because it's
It's
like,
great. It's
we're sitting
it's
here
so
and look
wholesome.
what we're doing. Yeah.
Look what we're doing. Look at us.
Look at us. Would have thought.
If you're listening, go ahead and type it into YouTube. Get us to 50 subscribers. At the very least, 50. Get us to
That'd
100.
be awesome.
God, that'd be like pretty cool, man.
Push to 100. Then we'll do maybe we'll do a giveaway.
Road to 100. I'll give away my Kenny Galladay jersey.
I'll give
How about
away
that?
my League of Record fantasy team because I don't want it anymore. I'm done with it.
Yeah.
You can
You
have
guys
it.
can have it, man.
Please.
Take care of the buy-in next year, and we'll figure it out. You want to be this guy? You want to be that guy right there?
That's
We
me.
can make that happen. All right. Yeah, that's gonna do it, everybody. We'll check you next time. Good luck in your week 7 matchups. Unless you're playing me, then eat fucking shit.
Thanks for tuning in to Those Fantasy Dudes podcast. Make sure to tune in next week and follow us at Those Fantasy Dudes on Instagram.
Give away a Pokemon card? That's for next week.
Pokemon card. Oh my.